Hey everyone, my name's Jim and welcome back to My Movie Obsession, a place for film obsessives, and in this video we're going to talk about the latest entry in the DCEU, Shazam. Shazam of course tells the story of a young boy named Billy Batson who meets a wizard, as you do, who gives him the ability to say one word, Shazam, and he will become a superhero. Who'd have thought it? Now this movie, I absolutely loved it, guys. I was already on the DC train with Aquaman because Marvel, I'm really looking forward to Avengers Endgame. I do think I'll like it, but they annoyed me with Captain Marvel, but I did make $1 billion, so what do I know? I'm kind of on the DC side at the moment, guys. I think they've listened to what the fans weren't happy with and really kind of made an effort to listen to the fans, so I like that. In a day and era where franchises don't listen to the fans, they sort of have. They're trying to work on the issues that people said were there, and Shazam is a great example of that. It's got a light-hearted approach, it's got a wonderful light tone, it's appropriate for kids, it's fun, it takes you back, it's nostalgic, it's just an awesome movie in general. Now we don't get superhero movies like Shazam. Now I'm wondering why this movie actually took so long to get made, because you actually think about it, the idea is so good. There's so many superhero movies out there which are just a brooding superhero who's had a tragic past and someone killed his girlfriend and ran over his cat and went and broke into his mum's house and just didn't like her cooking. I know there is an element of tragic in this, but this is just taking it and flipping it on its head. We don't have a superhero who is a kid, and it just brings that kids reading the comics are going to identify, and Shazam's actually a really old character. As a kid growing up, you're reading the comics, you want to be the superhero, you really do. And whoever came up with Shazam's an absolute genius, because he literally said, well kids, we want him to be a superhero, let's just make them a superhero. This movie actually nailed kid friendly well. Now there's obviously the bad kid friendly superhero movies. Batman and Robin kid friendly bad, Robocop 3 kid friendly bad, Shazam kid friendly good. I think what they do is they actually tap into the mind of a child and the mind of that innocence, that desire to just have fun, be on your own and go on your own little adventures. It captured the feeling of the 80s and 90s spirit of kids movies, and I felt really nostalgic watching it because it did feel like that. It reminded me of movies like Hook, of Lost Boys, of Home Alone, of Big with Tom Hanks. It just has all those elements of the 80s and 90s where they just had all these influx of movies of kids coming of age and having little adventures, E.T., The Goonies, and it's kind of blended it with a superhero genre, and I think it's bloody brilliant for that. It has so many great elements in it to make an overall brilliant package. The movie actually also reminds me a bit of Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey. Now obviously that's not a children's family movie, but it's appropriate for families, but just the idea of this unassuming person getting all these powers that he don't know what to do with and just going crazy with them kind of brought me back to that as well. So watching Shazam, I just had so many callbacks to previous movies that I love, so that made me love it even more. It is really great to see this 14-year-old get these powers, guys, because he does a lot of things that obviously you could consider a little bit irresponsible, going around and jumping around, having not much consideration for what's around him, doing damage, using his grown-up status as a superhero to buy beer. To be fair, if I got these powers at 14, seriously, you would not be seeing the shit that this kid does in this film. You'd be seeing the end of the world. Zachary Lavi is wonderful in this film. He really does convey, just as Tom Hanks did in Big, that he is a child on the inside. Just that wide-eyed imagination and wonder he brings to it, and he can take you back to the mind of a kid even though he's a grown adult. You always believe it. Asher Angel as Billy Batson, he does really, really well. You really sympathise with him. You believe that he is Zachary Lavi once he's said Shazam, and he's really sympathetic. He does have a kind of tragic backstory, but it's not too tragic where it's just more about him learning a lesson. It's just a nice little charismatic actor, and I enjoyed the other kid in the film, his best friend played by Jack Dylan Grazer, who was in It. He's really good as well. He's very charismatic, very entertaining. The kid actors in this, everyone does well. You really need to have good kid actors, believable kid actors in a film like this, and they all do well. They're all really good, they all pull it off. They're all likeable, they're not annoying. I feel like this could get annoying if it was done badly. This film could have failed majorly. There's so many films that ironically came out in the 80s and 90s like this, where you have kid-friendly kind of just kids getting these situations, you know, because you had great kid-friendly movies in the 80s and 90s, but you had really bad versions. And this on paper could have been a bad version. Zachary Lavi could have tanked the performance, the kids could have been annoying, but it didn't. It just all came together, and it really, really felt like a real passion project to bring a brilliant, fun, epic superhero movie character to life that is going to reignite people's interest in superhero movies. There is some darkness in it in some moments, some kind of horror influence moments. The director actually has done a lot of horror movies. There are a few moments, just as there were in the past, where kids encounter these scary things, but kids like to be scared, and if you scare them just enough, you can, you know, take them on the adventure and they forget about being scared. They're just thrilled for that moment. And that's what happens in Shazam. So much happens that comes together. You know, it's just a wonderful film. I had a smile on my face throughout it. So what do you guys think of Shazam? Do you think it's taking the DC universe in the right direction? Let me know in the comments down below, guys, and let me know if you're looking forward to the rest of DCEU. Let me know what your favourite part was from Shazam. Just let me know everything. So thanks for watching again, everyone. My name's Jim. This channel focuses primarily on retro movies from the 80s and 90s, as well as superhero movies. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in discussing with me, subscribe and we can discuss our movie obsession. See you guys in the next video.